It is a decisive week of Champions League football as 4 sides this week and 4 sides next week will advance to the quarter-finals of the Champions League. Guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today this is my Champions League predictions for the second leg of the round of 16 fixtures in the Champions League, and it's a very decisive week of Champions League football, so make sure to smash a like, subscribe, and let's get into the video. Arriving to the first game comes from Munich as Bayern Munich take on RB Salzburg tonight in the Champions League. Now, it was 1-1 in the first leg in Austria, and in the first leg I said it would be a walk in the park for Bayern. I said they'll win 4-0, but Salzburg proved me wrong as they got a 1-1 draw against the champions of Germany. And the man who got that goal, Amadou, and I think he's a really key player to look out for. He did the griddy, the griddy celebration. If you don't know what that is, just go look at it on YouTube. And obviously Amadou, the player who scored the goal, and I know I didn't watch the game, but Ollie watched the game when we were on stream a few weeks ago, and he said Amadou was quite good. And apparently, well, I didn't watch the game, but this is what Ollie said. Apparently, Coman was good. Apparently, I think in the game in Austria, I think he covered like a lot of duels and he won a lot of duels. So I think he covered a lot of duels and he won most of those duels. So that's quite good to be honest. Bayern, looking at their last game in the Bundesliga. They drew 1-1 with Bayer Leverkusen, and Thomas Müller scored an own goal, so that's not really good for them. Looking at Salzburg, they won 4-0 in their last game against Altach, so a dominant performance by Salzburg. They haven't lost Salzburg since the 22nd of January, which was a club friendly against Ademir Modeling. I don't know where they're from. I don't know, but Salzburg haven't lost since. So will they win this game today? Because they've got a few tough games coming up against Sturm Graz and Wolfsberger in the Austrian Cup, and then after that they got Rapid Vienna. So they've got a few tough games coming up, Salzburg, in the Austrian Bundesliga. But I think Bayern will win this game, and it's simply because they are the home side. I think due to COVID restrictions in Germany, I don't know I think there'll be like restricted fans tonight. So will that be an advantage? I don't know, but I think Salzburg will be up for this. But Bayern, they probably know they've already won the league, so they may take the Champions League a bit more seriously than the Bundesliga. Salzburg, 100%, they'll take this competition seriously, or more serious than the Austrian Bundesliga. But unfortunately, I think the Austrians will crash out. So I'm going to say Bayern Munich 3, Salzburg 1, 3-1 to Bayern, and that means Bayern will win 4-2 on aggregate. Arriving to the next game comes from Anfield as Liverpool take on Inter Milan. Now, obviously, it was a 2-0 away win for Liverpool in Milan in the first leg. And obviously, I watched that game, and if I have to be honest, in my opinion, I generally do think Inter were the better side in the first game in the San Siro. They created some really good opportunities, Inter, but at the end of the day, it was Liverpool's defence that just denied them. I think Van Dijk did okay, Konate as well, Robertson did good, but obviously goals from Firmino and Salah. That Firmino goal was an absolutely brilliant finish, but tonight is a big advantage for Liverpool. Like I said about the Bayern game, Liverpool are the home team. Anfield, you'll never walk alone. But the Italian fans, the Inter fans will make all the noise tonight because Liverpool fans are quite crap, if I have to be honest. But I don't think that really will affect Liverpool. Liverpool haven't lost a game. Liverpool have won every single game in the Champions League. Put down in the comments, can Liverpool go to the final? Who knows? But my prediction, I'm going to say Liverpool 3, Inter Milan 0, 3-0 to Liverpool, and that means Liverpool will win 5-0 on aggregate. Alright, so moving on to tomorrow's games, and we kick it off with Manchester City against Sporting Club de Portugal, or Portugal or whatever. And obviously a disappointing display from the Portuguese side in the first leg in Lisbon. It was 5-0 to City in the first leg. We don't really need to speak much about this game because City are basically through. I'm just going to say my prediction. I'm going to say Manchester City 3, Sporting 0, 3-0 City, and that means it'll be 8-0 to City on aggregate. 8-0 on aggregate. You know, that's quite sensational. But yeah, anyway, and the next game comes from the Bernabeu. It's the biggest game as Real Madrid take on Paris Saint-Germain. And obviously, I watched the first leg in Paris, and it was an absolutely brilliant game. It was 1-0 to PSG in the first leg, and the goal scorer, Kylian Mbappe, the player who looks like he's going to join Real Madrid in the summer, he scored the winning goal as the advantage is with the French side coming into tomorrow's game in Madrid. It should be an absolutely fantastic game to watch. But I've looked at the players who are out, who are injured coming into this game, and both Real Madrid and PSG are missing some players. Well, when I last looked, there was quite a lot of players, but Real Madrid have no Marcelo, Ferland Mendy and Casemiro. PSG without Herrera, Cazorla and Ramos. Looking at the predicted lineup now, obviously, you know, it's quite decent to be honest, but this will be, I think Real Madrid in the first leg, I think they were quite poor in my opinion. If I have to be honest, I think they were very bad in the first leg, in my opinion. But, you know, they really need to turn up in this game today, Real Madrid, because, you know, if they want to win this game, they need to, like, I don't know how to describe it, they just need to turn on. Because in the first leg, they were crap. Real Madrid was so bad. Like, they had a few chances, but if I have to be honest, it was more PSG than Real Madrid, if I have to be honest. But, you know, Messi did miss a penalty in the first leg, and that goal potentially could have been crucial, because that means PSG, if Messi would have scored that penalty, that means PSG would have been 2-0 up in this game, and lots of pressure would have been on Real Madrid. But look, I'm looking at the predictive lineup now. It looks quite strong, especially PSG. You know, their back four looks good. But yeah, anyway, my prediction, I'm going to say Real Madrid 2, PSG 2, and that means PSG will win 3-2 on aggregate, because obviously PSG won 1-0 in the first leg. So I think it'll be 2-2 and PSG to win on aggregate. Alright, so the next game comes from Amsterdam, so this is on next week's games. Obviously, I won't be able to watch these games because I'll be on the school trip in Devon, so I'll just have to probably watch highlights potentially. But it is Ajax against Benfica at the Johan Cruyff Arena. Now, this will be quite a decent game, and Cody did watch the first leg. It was 2-2 in the first leg in Lisbon. So I'll say Porto, but it was 2-2 in Lisbon. Now, in the first leg, I said Benfica would lose 3-1, and they got a point and they got a draw, which is quite good for Benfica, you know, to play an Ajax side who are quite decent, to be honest. But, you know, but obviously this game is at the Johan Cruyff Arena. Ajax, looking at their home form in the Champions League this season, they've done really well at home. You know, they beat Besiktas 2-0, they beat Dortmund 4-0, they beat Sporting 4-2, and yeah, that was pretty much it. So they've won all their Champions League home games so far. So can they beat Benfica? In my opinion, I think they will. You know, they're the home side, Ajax, so I'm going to say Ajax 2, Benfica 1, 2-1 to Ajax, and that means it'll be 4-3 to Ajax on aggregate. So I think Ajax will go through to the next round. Okay, and the next game, which is on the same night, it comes from Old Trafford. It's a huge game for Manchester United as they take on Atletico Madrid. Now, Man United, they're playing my club Tottenham before the game against Atletico Madrid on the 15th of March. So how will they get on? Who really knows? You know, Atletico, obviously they do have a league game against Cadiz, before they played Man United, and after Man United they got an away game against Rayo Vallecano. So Atleti, they won 3-1 on Sunday against Real Betis. Obviously 2 goals for João Felix and Thomas Lemar. And João Felix, he was the man who scored for Atletico Madrid to put them in front, and he's done really well recently. João Felix, lots of people have said that he's been quite crap, but he's proving people wrong, and scoring against Man United, scoring 2 goals in the league against Betis. So Felix is on fire right now. Obviously, Atleti unbeaten in their last 4, 3 wins and a draw, wins against Osasuna, Celta Vigo and Betis, and obviously that draw being the first leg against Man United in Madrid. United, obviously their last game was a 4-1 defeat in the Manchester derby to Manchester City, and if I have to be honest, very poor performance by United on Sunday. But they're playing Tottenham before the game against Atletico at Old Trafford. So how will they do against Tottenham first? Well, if they lose to us, they'll probably lose. But in my opinion, I generally think Man United are going to crash out. They've had some really poor results this season in the Champions League. They got lucky with the draw in Spain. So I'm going to say Manchester United 0, Atletico Madrid 2, 2-0 to Atletico. That means Atletico will win 3-1 in aggregate, and unfortunately, Man United are going to crash out of the Champions League. Alright then, so the second to last game is Juventus versus Villarreal on the 16th of March, which is next Wednesday. So, this will be quite a decent game. Obviously, it was 1-1 in the first leg in Spain. And again, a very good performance by Villarreal. Juventus, they actually took the lead inside around 30-odd seconds. And it was the first Champions League goal for new signing Dusan Vlahovic, on a brilliant way to score your first Champions League goal inside like 30-odd seconds. But Villarreal, they scored their goal from Daniel Parison with an Etienne Capoue assist, ex-Spurs and also ex-Watford. So, decent there. But, Juventus, they've done very well since that game. 3 wins out of 3 wins against Empoli, Fiorentina and Spezia. They got Sampdoria on Saturday before they play Villarreal. Looking at Villarreal, their last game, they actually lost 1-0 against Osasuna. When they played Juventus, the next game they played, they won 5-1 against Espanyol. And obviously they do play Celta Vigo on Saturday, Villarreal before this game next Wednesday against Juventus. But like I've said about most of these fixtures, Juve are the home side. I have seen Juve play at home a bit this season and they've seemed to win. Juve, they won 1-0 in their last home game. Looking at their last home game in the Champions League, was a 1-0 win over Malmo. Only 1-0. Moise Kean's goal in the 18th minute. But this game will have goals. It's going to be a good game. So I'm going to say Juventus 3, Villarreal 2, 3-2 to Juve. And Juve will win 4-3 on aggregate. So 3-2 to Juve, 4-3 on aggregate. Again, the last game is from France as Lille take on Chelsea in the second leg, and obviously it was 2-0 to Chelsea in the first leg at Stamford Bridge. So a very good performance by Chelsea in the first leg. I did watch this game, and if I have to be honest, it was actually quite a decent game. I think Renato Sanchez, the Portuguese midfielder, carries Lille. If I have to be honest, I think he was just the player that carried Lille. But they didn't score, but that's because Chelsea defensively were quite decent. But Chelsea, they're probably going to finish third this season in the Premier League. So, like I said about some other teams, they probably will take this competition a bit more seriously. But Lille, they are the home team. I'm just going to get into it. I'm going to say Lille 1, Chelsea 2, 2-1 Chelsea, and Chelsea will advance to the next round. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Smash like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.